Well, hello. Happy Tuesday, April 15th, tax day for at least us in America. Um, but I hope you're having a good day, regardless of tax day. Hi, Catherine. Hi, William. So good to see you both here. William, you're in LA. Catherine, you're in NYC. I love it. The two opposites. First two comments I see are at opposite ends of the country, but I'm glad to see you both. Hi, Sam. Good to see you as well. So, I super appreciated Diego stepping in last week. I told him, quite honestly, you all love him. So I never feel bad that he's jumping in on my behalf and filling the spot because he has words of wisdom that are awesome. And I'm glad that you got some time to hang with him last week and ask your questions to him. Hi, Jenny from Tennessee. I love it. Yep, Catherine, we got both coasts. And then, well, Tennessee isn't the middle of the country, but we're getting there. We'll fill in the middle, I'm sure, as people sign on. So it's really good to be here tonight and to see people as they're coming on and signing on. So spring is here and I have my allergies. So I'm just grabbing another tissue. You're going to see me with my tissue and no, I'm not emotional. I promise. I'm not crying. Everything's fine. I just am fighting these allergies. I didn't used to have allergies when I was much younger, but I do now. So I'm not crying. I'm just dabbing the eyes that are tearing up because of the flora and fauna that is all around me. So anyway, hi, Amy. Good to see you from Sam. I'm in the middle of New Mexico. I love it, Sam. That's perfect. See, we're covered. We have New York, Tennessee, Alabama, New Mexico, and then the Pacific Coast, Los Angeles. Hi, Valerie. We'll be out at the tail end of ICFF for the screening of Elijah Peel and the awards. Would love to meet up with you if you have time. So I will be, I wanted to talk about ICFF, so International Christian Film and Music Festival, even though it's ICFF, but it's International Christian Film and Music Festival. There is a code if you have not yet gotten your tickets or your pass for the festival, or you've been on the fence and you weren't sure. I have a discount code. You can see it right there. Code, sorry, I have to move my camera there. Yeah, there we go. LTT10 is the code. It'll get you 10% off. And so ICFF is coming up very quickly. It is April, technically the 28th, but what I saw on the 28th is in the evening and it's kind of starting off the festival. But I will be there the 29th through the 2nd and April 29th through May 2nd. So that's a Wednesday through a Saturday. And I leave early morning on Saturday. So I'm not really there much of the day on Saturday. But the festival, that's actually the final day of the festival. And the awards are that night. So I'm sure, Valerie, that's when you guys will be there. I am doing a workshop for an hour on the 30th. And I believe it's at 11 o'clock. And it is how to get noticed for all the right reasons. So we talk a lot about kind of the don'ts and the do nots, but I want to focus also on the do's, the things you can do that will help you get noticed and stand out, and what it is that we're looking for when we're watching and how to achieve some of those things. So that's what I'll be talking about on the 30th at 11 o'clock. And then Friday, the 1st at 4:15, I'm on a women's panel myself. I think it might be Cindy Bond, and one other person. I forget. It's horrible that I'm forgetting who the other person is that I'll be on the panel with. But I know it's someone that I love dearly. I just know that. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to, so Valerie, I don't know if you'll be there on the 29th, but that day and Friday is the day that I will have that I'll be around the most. Now, I'm not going to necessarily be making appointments there. I don't want to get my schedule so sort of filled up with one-on-one appointments that I sort of miss some things. I've done that before and I end up in a corner talking to someone, which is great. And I love that, but I end up missing a lot of what's happening overall. And so this time I wanted to make sure there's a couple of films I wanted to make sure that I see. So, but I will be around and I will be, hoping to run into you guys and have little chats and short little time, but I'm not necessarily going to book myself so solid with one-on-one appointments, to the point where I kind of am back to back to back. So I'm going to play that a little bit by ear. So Valerie, when you get there, let's connect and see what things are looking like and figure out, you don't get there either the 30th or the 1st. Okay. So the 1st, I don't have anything until that afternoon, until 4:15. So I will probably be around in some screenings during the day on the 1st. So maybe we'll be able to run into each other then. And Elijah Peel, I don't know when it's screening, so I don't have that answer yet, but I'm going to be looking over the screening schedule to get a better sense of what all I'm going to be doing. So let's see, a couple questions I'm going to go back and pick up on. Let's see. Hi, Mimi. So good to see you. You're such a classy woman. I love you. Verna. Hi, Verna. Good to see you too. And Rod, Maple Ridge, British Columbia. I love it. British Columbia is so beautiful. I've only been there a couple times, but yeah, it's beautiful. You're fortunate to live in a place like that. Eating local honey will help you get over allergies from pollen. Thank you, Rhonda, because someone had told me that. And I went to the store and looked they had some like state honey, but not local. But I went on a hunt to find that for that very reason, so that I could take some every morning. I've been told taking it with apple cider vinegar can be good in the morning. So that's what I'm contemplating doing, if I can find true local honey. Let's see. Adam, I hope to see you there too. I'm sure I will. I'm sure I'll see you. Shane, our film Wild Faith Christmas will screen on Friday. Oh, great. Hope some of you can make it. Okay, what time, Shane, is your screening on Friday? Let us know so that I can be aware of that. Let's see. Oh, Carrie, it'll be so good to see you. I'm so glad you're going. I just bought my flight 2 days ago too. Nothing like cutting it close. Let's see. Teresa, do you know what the auditions at ICFF involve? Is it prepared monologue? Who sees the auditions? So they are prepared monologues, and I think I'm not always involved in those, to be completely upfront about that. And I'm not sure if I will be this year, so I can't say either way, but they typically have another casting person from, I think, a Florida-based, Orlando-based casting agency, and then producers can go in and watch the talent. Producers and directors go in and watch the talent for their future reference, any projects that they might be doing or have coming up. So that is typically what has been the the kind of the way they've gone in years past. I expect it to be pretty similar. So yeah, you get to perform. There's definitely, people who have reason to be watching actors, and vetting actors are watching it. So here's the thing. I wouldn't necessarily call it an audition, because I don't know if there's people who are actually currently casting something and they're using this as an audition. That's what I just don't know about. But it is a general audition for producers, directors, and then other casting people who might be there. So yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of people who could potentially be sitting in on that. And it's a great opportunity. I've always said it's a great opportunity for you to just do the work and use your instrument and just stretch your muscles a little bit. So that's always wonderful. Okay. Hi, Amy. And Valerie, I think 6-ish on May 1st. Okay. So yeah, I might be able to, if that's when it screens, that I may be able to catch it. I really loved, so Elijah Peel is a movie that Valerie's daughter is in. And at the Crown Awards, it took some awards and it was talked about actually. And a lot of really positive comments behind that film. So if you guys, any of you are going to be at ICFF, I would encourage you to check it out. It's called Elijah Peel. And it really looks good to me and looks very appealing. So intriguing. So I am looking forward to seeing it. Hey, Anita, love you too. Yeah, I'm excited to be able to see you guys. And Anita, we need another catch up. Hi, Spencer, Marlton, New Jersey, outside Philly, via Perth, Australia. Okay, that is a new one. Marlton, New Jersey, outside Philly via Perth, Australia. That's just exhausting even saying it. Hi, Casey. So good to see you. Princess. Oh, of course. Hi, Princess. You're in Elijah Peel. It's in August, I believe, the 14th of August. Okay. That's cool. Princess, that's cool. I don't think I knew you were in it. So I love that. It's so good to see you. Let's see. Anthony, hello. Rhonda, that's a really good idea. Farmers market. That's what I need to do. They have local farmers market every weekend. So that's what I need to do. Cool deal. Smart. Thank you for the tip. Diego put up ICFF questions, email Marty at internationalcff.com. So questions about those auditions or anything else you may have, you can email him. Yes, Anita, for sure. Megan, it's a wonderful movie. That's what I've heard. I really looking forward to seeing it. No, Valerie says no awards yet, but nominated for, I think, all the categories. That's beautiful. I did see nominations and saw it in there. So that's awesome. Anita says, I've participated in the auditions and it's always great to do it to stay sharp. Thanks, Anita. Yeah, I would agree. I just never, there's just no downside to having that opportunity. And you just never know where those opportunities and seeds are planted either, because you don't know exactly who's going to be in the room. And you don't know when, maybe they're doing a project now that there isn't a role that's right for you, but their next project there may be. So you just do the work and plant the seeds and let God do the rest from that point as far as what your path is. Jared, what have been some of your takeaways in years past at ICFF? So ICFF, it's been a couple of years since I've been, only because of schedule wise. It just happened that the last couple of years I just wasn't available to be able to go. I had some conflicts with personal travel one year. I don't remember exactly why, but it's always a great place for connections. Because they have a lot of categories, film categories in their awards, you have a lot of filmmakers who are attending. You have a lot of different filmmakers, maybe that are not as well known. And I think it's fantastic when you can connect with up and coming filmmakers who are at the front end of their journey and looking to find those people who are going to kind of be their tribe, their go-tos. You'll notice so many of the filmmakers kind of have people you'll see show up in multiples of their movies, and it's awesome to be able to be one of those people, to be able to go on the journey with someone, kind of start out in the beginning and then go on that journey with them. That's similar to what I did. I joined up with a filmmaker friend, and I've told you this before, worked for basically no money, but just for the experience. And as his opportunities grew, I got to grow with him and alongside of him. And that is basically what started my career. And so it can be really wonderful. I think ICFF has a really good collection and mixture of filmmakers there. Of course, it's also music. So you also can connect with musicians and singers, songwriters, maybe potentially people who can do film scoring or composing. So that's different than some of the other film festivals. I also do really like the diversity at ICFF. It's a really wonderful, diverse group of people, and age-wise, ethnicity-wise, where they come from the country, various places in the country. It's just a nice mixture and melting pot of a lot of different backgrounds and ages and cultures and experiences. So I think the one, I will say, the one thing you want to really look at ahead of time, if you can, look at the schedule with ICFF, is really give some thought and plan out. Look at the schedule, look at the films you want to make sure you see, and then those workshops that you want to make sure you get to, because some festivals kind of have a chunk of time that is screenings and then a chunk of time that is workshops. This festival has them both going on all the time. So you may say, hey, I want to go see this screening, and not realize that it means you're going to miss this workshop. And so I think this is one especially that it's helpful in advance to look at the schedule. And the schedule is online now, so you can go to the schedule and start planning out what you want to do, and kind of your priorities for what you want to make sure that you get to, whether it's a film screening, a speaker, or a workshop. And there are some really, really great workshops, filmmaking workshops. And so just ahead of time, do some planning and go in with the plan, because I found myself in years past when I didn't do that, I missed some things simply because I just got focused here and kind of didn't look over here and realize that I missed something. So I would encourage you to go to the website, which is internationalcff.com, and start planning your time and your priorities. So Adam Thayer, ICFF also has the Academy with great sessions with industry professionals that are really gold. It's true. So the Academy, you'll notice when you go to their website, they kind of have different categories or tracks, and you can highlight which of the categories you want to look at specifically, and then it'll narrow it down for you so that you can look at just the academy and what's going on and what classes, or just the film festival and film screenings. And you can start to make a plan there. But they are great. There's great. I looked just a couple of days ago. There's some great teachers speaking. In fact, let me see if I can. I'm going to try to pull up the schedule or just the speakers. So let us see. Yeah, so I noticed Bob Elder, he's with Collide Media, Sarah Smith, Heather O'Quinn, Ryan O'Quinn are both going to be there. Great filmmakers, Rich Peluso, Leland Clausen, both the Cristianos, Rich Cristiano and Dave Cristiano are going to be there. They are just hands-on, make it happen filmmakers. Like I mentioned, Cindy Bond, Cliff McDowell, Shannon Fields is going to be there, Kevin Sorbo. There's Tyler Michael Smith is going to be there talking about the music side of things. Bob Sains, who's a writer. Yeah, there's just really, really quality information, and filmmakers, legit filmmakers who have a lot to share and that you could benefit from. So okay, let me go back and see any comments that I might have missed. Princess, you play Hattie in Elijah Peel. Oh, I'm so okay. I'm even more excited to see it. Shane says Wild Faith Christmas screens Friday at 12:15. Oh, cool. Okay, that is before the Women in Film session, so that's awesome. The Princess, you won't be there. Oh, it would be nice to see you, but I'll watch you on the film and think of you fondly. Let's see. Sandy, I'll be heading to ICFF to volunteer. Wow, thank you for that, because it's a busy festival, and the volunteers are always just hustling. So I'm going to thank you in advance for volunteering and working that and being a part of that, because it literally wouldn't happen without you. And as someone who is there like as a speaker and always is needing to find someone, like, where do I need to go and how do I get where I need, and make sure that I have my logistics right, the volunteers are always just so key to that. So thank you, Sandy, for doing that. Hi, Brooklyn. And Brooklyn Whitmer is moving to Nashville. That's exciting, Brooklyn. I'm so glad that you've made that decision and that you really feel like that God is leading you there, and which means he's going before you and making a place for you. So that's awesome. So congrats on that. And of course, I wish you nothing but the very best there for sure. Let's see. DeAndre. Hey, storytellers and filmmakers. DeAndre Wallace from DMV. DMV. Where's DMV? For some reason, I want to say Detroit, but I don't, other than the DMV, that I have to go to for my license. But what is DMV? Where's DMV? Is it Michigan? Well, you'll tell me. Okay. Anthony, Leah, is it worth it for child actors to go with a parent? Of course. Yeah, don't just take your 10-year-old and drop them off at the film festival. I mean, everyone's really, good and cool and awesome, but it might be a bit overwhelming for them. But I would say, you know what, Valerie, maybe you could chime in, because you have your kids and you've gone to ICFF with your kids, but I would say yes. I think that there's specifically some films and screenings that are child or youth oriented that they would be interested in seeing. They may not be as interested in some of the more technical filmmaking parts of it, but there are certainly films to screen. I think depending on how old your child is, I think might, as far as like what I'm going to share and what I'm going to do, I'd say probably anyone 10 or 12 older, certainly 12 or older. 10 really depends on how serious they are about acting, or how interested they are, what their attention span is. It's that age where you don't always know. So your kids better, but maybe Valerie can chime in and give some feedback. Let's see. Ellie Mae, I love it. Ellie Mae Louise Smith, I love that. Sounds like great opportunities. I might have a film booking that conflicts. Well, you always want that. So say no more as far as if you ever have a film conflict. But hoping it works out. And if not, the thing is, it happens every year. So that's great. Hey, Alex. So good. Alex and I had a chance, Alex Haynes had a chance to do a coaching session together, and really, really enjoyed meeting you, Alex, and being able to work together a bit and talk through some things. So you guys get to know Alex, and it was a good session, and a talented actor. So I love it. Let's see. Brooklyn, I hope you can make it ICF. Not sure if with the move, that might be a bit much to try to tackle all of that. Give yourself a break. You might want to just give yourself a break. It's going to be a little overwhelming with the move. So, hi, Ted. Good to see you here. Brooklyn. Oh, you were just there in Nashville last week. Okay. William Harris. Had some more wonderful coaching conversations with William. So good to see you here. Let's see. Hi, everyone. Sorry for the late entry as we had family matters. I hope everything's okay, first and foremost. A few Talk Tuesdays ago, the subject of personal actor websites was discussed. Yes, we did. I promised that if I found a good website builder at a reasonable price, I would share her information with our group. I've had a self-made site for many years, but decided to hire a professional to improve the look and functionality. And although the site is not quite finished, as I need to supply her more headshots and clips and reels, I'm thinking that's going to finish somewhere else. Because it cuts out. But I'm thinking you're about to give us the name of someone really wonderful. So that'd be great. Okay, I'll look for that. I don't see the name yet, but let's see. Sandy, I think you're referring Apple Core. Oh, I love it. Hi, Apollonia. Good to see you. Blessings to you too. Oh, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. DeAndre, thank you for educating me. And now I've learned something new. I feel even smarter than I was before. Oh, that sounds braggy. I didn't mean that. Even smarter, as if I was really smart. I feel a little bit smarter than I was before. Let's see. Jenny, I found it to be more filmmakers than for actors, but maybe I missed something. Are you talking about ICFF? That might be the case because there are a lot of film screenings, so there's a lot of filmmakers there, but they do have specific tracks and classes for actors. That's part of the monologue, what they call the audition setting, and then that's why I'm doing a piece. So it could be that the year or years you went, they maybe didn't have as many offerings for the actors, but I know that they're wanting to have plenty of stuff for the actors. Let's see. Valerie, I haven't been to ICFF yet. I didn't know that. You just get around so much with your kids, and you guys are always going, that I thought maybe you had. So let's see. But there's several screenings this year that are kid friendly. Yeah, there are. I was looking through the films. So yeah, let's see. Kim Shields is a lifelong friend of mine. We go way back, like to first couple years in college, young adulthood. So good to see you. Thank you. Yeah. When Kim and I hung out, I was a brunette. Now I'm a blonde to hide the gray that's coming in. So the blonde hides it a little better. So, we do what we do. Plus, I just wanted to test the theory if blondes do have more fun. I don't know if it's more fun, but I'm having fun. Probably not just because I'm a blonde, but probably because I got married a year and a half and I love my husband and we're having adventures together and he's fun. So blonde or brunette, whatever, gray, I'm going to make sure we have some fun. Let's see. Okay, William Harris. I absolutely love the template at this point and thought I would share her contact. Yay, he's sharing the contact information. So if any of you guys have been looking for a website builder for you, William is giving a hearty endorsement for this person, Bree Kyson, Bree at streetcatcreative.com. Bree Kyson at gmail.com. So, and her website is streetcatcreative.com. So if any of you have been thinking about a website, maybe feeling overwhelmed at the thought of creating a website and doing all of that, he's giving you a hearty recommendation. And William, you are top notch as far as pulling your materials together and having a very high expectation level for how things look and how things are presented. So I would take his endorsement with confidence. That's what I will say. Okay. Hi, Tara. Let's see, Jared, there's so many great festivals, hard to figure out where to go when. Yes, there are. And you're absolutely right. There are. And, sometimes it can have to do with where you're based. The ICFF is in Orlando. So for those of you in like Atlanta, in the Southeast, it's not a huge haul necessarily to go there versus some of the more California-based people. But yeah, I'm finding myself now kind of alternating festivals each year. Like I'm not going to every festival every year. I just can't time-wise and even financially. And so I'm kind of finding, okay, I'll go to these festivals this year. And then the next year, probably switch out and do a couple of different ones and kind of alternate like that because it is a lot. And so to try to do all of them is, it's difficult for a number of reasons. Sandy, what class? I'm teaching for actors how to get noticed for all the right reasons. So we're just going to talk about what little things, what big things you can do that to step up the audition process or the self-tape process, kind of the nuances of self-tape specifically and how to maximize that process for you. So yeah, just talking about those things that take something from good to great or great to awesome and gets our attention. That's mostly what I'm going to cover. Let's see. Steve, looking forward to connecting with people in hopes to build a team for an upcoming feature film we're producing. Awesome. That's great. Yeah, Beverly's been advising us on it a few months since we spoke. It has been a little bit, Steve, but I'm excited for you. I exactly when I thought you said my last name is Crow, it's like, okay, now it's all clicking together for me. So, but this is exactly that Steve's talking exactly what I'm talking about, which is connecting with people, connecting. You just never know what, really, I'm going to say, you never know what God has for you. You never know what appointments he has for you, the people he may want you to meet, because he has a bigger picture in mind. But I would say, go there with an open mind, an open heart. And part of the reason that I mentioned that I'm not going to go in there pre-scheduled with, one after another is because I also want to go in with a bit of an openness to whatever God wants to do, or where he wants me to go, or people to meet. So it's like, go in with a schedule, go in with a plan, but also go in with an open mind and an open heart towards what might change in the midst of it, or someone you might meet that you all of a sudden decide you want to sit down with and or have coffee with, or whatever the case might be. And just be open. Have a plan, but be open. Let's see. I had a look at the ICFF. Spencer says, do they actually do casting and auditions at the festival? I've never heard real castings at a festival. So that's where I can't really speak specifically to that, because I'm not always involved in that process. There are sometimes people, producers, filmmakers, who are actively working on something, and so they have this monologue event that those filmmakers will be a part of, and can use it to see if they see someone that might work for their project. So it's not necessarily a formal audition for that project, but it is an opportunity for cross exposure to each other, for the actors to learn more and to be introduced to filmmakers, and vice versa. And for those filmmakers who are actively working on a project and in casting on a project, then it can be something where, if you're right for what they need right then and there, then that could be a really valuable connection. But it's not as formal, like casting call kind of a thing, as I understand it. So that's what I know. But if you want to know, any of you want to know more about that, the audition process specifically, or that they're calling it an audition, but that monologue time, email. Diego put the web or the email up there, Marty at internationalcff.com. .com? .org. Yeah, I think it's .com. Yeah. Oh, no, it's .org. Sorry. It's internationalcff.org. All right. Angela, when are you coming to New York, New Jersey? I don't know, but I actually hope to be there. A project that I'm working on will be filming in upstate New York. So I'm hoping to be able to go out there, but I don't know for sure. Apollonia says, ICFF is an amazing networking opportunity for actors to introduce themselves to directors. There you go. So I think to some extent, it's what you make it. It's what you make the most of. If you have the mind, want to sit back and hope that people approach you and things are just going to happen, it may not be effective for you. But if you go in with a mindset of, hey, I just want to meet people, I want to listen to their story, get to know them, learn more. As an actor, that's so just people watching enriches your experience as an actor. Observation enriches your experience. And then you get to see these films and performances. So I definitely think that there's value there. So Jewel says, I agree. ICFF has more workshops geared towards filmmakers than actors. Having said that, I've been hired as an actor by filmmakers I've met at ICFF. So that's great. Like, there's no guarantee. You're not going there thinking I'm auditioning and I'm going to get cast. I'm meeting these filmmakers and I'm going to get put in their movies. But you definitely won't be in their movies if you don't go. If you don't take these opportunities and look for these opportunities to connect and network, then you definitely won't be on their radar. So you just never know when the seeds you plant come to fruition. Let's see. Okay. DeAndre, oh, I love that you guys are talking to each other. That's awesome. Ellie Mae, I just wrapped up playing a lead role in a feature film as well as getting some headshots. Woohoo! Now I'm auditioning and taking class. That is awesome. I love it. I love that. I love your victories. I love hearing that. Francine, hi. Come to NYC. I love New York City. My husband, not so much. He's a country guy. He's let's go back in the back and go fly fishing and let's find the beautiful creeks and waterfalls. We had a ball at Yellowstone. We're going to go on a fishing trip, fly fishing trip in June. That's his happy place. I love that as well, but I also love a good New York City trip as well, because I am more of a city girl than a country girl. At least I was in my earlier life, but now I am loving nature, loving outdoors. Anything near water, on water, I'm there. I love it. Let's see. Rod. Jared, ICFF, I can find Jared, you can find friends anywhere. I don't know that I've ever been somewhere where you didn't have a group of people you were talking to, or yeah, you always have friends. You're great at that. So let's see. Okay, so Rod, you were saying any advice on calming the nerves and focus and memory? I know I touched on this last year. With you on our one. I've been trying improv, which has been pushing my boundary. Good for you, Rod. I'm proud of you. That's awesome. Improv is a very important skill set. And a lot of people think that improv is just for comedy. And so they think, well, I'm not really a comedic improv actor, so I don't need to learn that. But you couldn't be further. That couldn't be further from the truth, because what improv does is it forces you to listen, and it forces you to be in the moment because you don't know what's coming next. One of the big pitfalls or one of the traps that actors get into is they get overly memorized and in their head, and they lose the spontaneity of the moment, of sensing what is going on in the scene around them and being open to maybe sometimes very subtle nuances that can change the tone of a scene or the timing of a scene, the volume of a scene. And improv teaches you to stay nimble, to listen, to react appropriately, to learn how to move a story forward on the fly. And it teaches you to fly without a net. And that's really, really important. I'm looking up something in a book I just had. So improv is great, Rod. I love that you've done that and you're doing that. I think every single actor should take a good improv class. Now, I say good improv class, meaning not just a go play theater games kind of improv class, but really pushing the boundaries, as Rod said, and really forcing you to be in the moment, to be present. So like in improv, oftentimes they'll say, okay, give us a place. Okay, the place is a bus stop. Okay, give us a time. Okay, it's midnight. So, okay, and give us a setting, or, you know, an action point. You just missed the bus. Okay, that's all you know. So it's similar to going into any audition, which is, okay, you know where you are, you know what just happened, you just missed the bus, and it's midnight. So how does that information, you give yourself a few seconds to think, okay, it's midnight, I'm probably tired, maybe it's scary, it's dark. You start to formulate some decisions based on those pieces of information. But beyond that, you stay flexible to whatever happens. And so preparing even like for an audition, especially if it's a Zoom audition or a live audition, you want to follow those same principles, which is, yes, answer those questions, prepare. Why are you there? Why? Who is this person you're having a conversation with in the scene? Where are you in the scene physically? What is the surroundings? What's the temperature? What are you trying to accomplish? What happened right before this moment? You answer all those questions, and then you need to stay present, not jump ahead to the end goal. Yes, you've thought about, okay, what is my goal for this scene? What's my character's goal for this scene? What's at stake? What am I trying to accomplish? But you stay present in the moment. You don't play the beginning as if you've already accomplished the end. You play the beginning as if you have no idea how you're going to accomplish the goal that you established. And so improv's the same way. You get pieces of information and you take that in, you process it, you make decisions about how that's going to affect the character you're creating, and then you allow yourself to be present and to listen and to respond. Let's see. So that didn't really, Rod, you asked about calming the nerves and focus and memory. I would try to find breathing exercises are a big thing. I know that like for several of the like method acting approaches, breathing is really important. So there may be kind of a rhythm and a routine that you can develop that allows you to calm your nerves and to focus and to tune out. Some actors like to, prior to performing or prior to doing an audition, like to listen to music, certain kinds of music that'll put them in the kind of headspace of the character or the scene. That can sometimes help. Music is very effective for me. Music is a really strong trigger for me as far as mood, memory, emotional connection, sense memory. And so if you're someone like that, then music can be very helpful that way and can be a great tool that way. So it's about finding a process, a routine. And this isn't like 5-10 minutes necessarily. You can maybe have a longer version and a shorter version, depending on the amount of time you have, but something. And I would say a lot of it could go back to breathing exercises. It naturally calms your body. It naturally just physiologically helps to calm the physical side of nerves and to physiologically change your breathing, your heart, all of that, which can help calm you down and help you focus. Let's see. I'm just going to look at a couple more comments. Let's see. Been doing one class early May. Yeah, classes are amazing. Diego, my advice is to expect one conference to be like another. They all is not to expect, I think is what you meant. They all serve their own purpose. No conference is an end all be all for your career. Absolutely. It's a supplemental tool. Absolutely. And he's absolutely right. They all feel different. They all have their own sort of culture and kind of social feel. They all are very different. I absolutely, and that's why I say I'm kind of alternating, because I see value in all of them, but I can't possibly go to all of them. So it's just a matter of alternating, because they each have wonderful benefit and experiences. Let's see. William, balance between city and country is very necessary in my world. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm trying to really embrace that and to be a little bit better at balancing my life than I was in previous years. Someone once told me, Jared says, someone once told me that improv for an actor is the equivalent of an athlete's workout drills. Yeah, I would believe that. It's that quick pace workout, hit it. You just go. You just are in it, and you're in it, and you're doing it, and you're sharp, and you're focused, and you're present. So that's a good analogy. I wish there were clean improv classes. The ones I've taken are from that. They're still fun. Oh yeah, are far from that. They're still fun. Learned a lot. Yeah, if you have, there's a group called Comedy Sports that they do leagues that are in high school, but they also often have adult groups too. Comedy Sports is supposed to be family oriented. I think that one of their taglines, it's like the comedy your grandma would enjoy. So you might look for a group called Comedy Sports if they happen to have one in your area or around. That's one I know of. I don't know of others that would be nationwide. But I hear you, because that's one of my objections is oftentimes it goes to a little more double entendre kind of a place. And to me, that's the cheap way out. The cheap way out is to make sort of the crass joke. But if you can find the right class, they can be great. Carrie, improv's my favorite. I used to compete in high school. Well, then Carrie, maybe you should be teaching a class at some of these festivals. Brush up on your improv competitions and bring them out and do some improv. I would love some great improv classes at some of these festivals. So Carrie, let's think about that. Maybe there's a great opportunity there. Let's see, Aaron, I submitted for, well, cool. Yeah, I'm casting. Abilene is the project I'm casting now. The breakdown's out on Actors Access, and I'm in the process of going through all the submissions. So, and there's many, but that's okay. That's my job. It's what I go through. It's what I'm supposed to do. And I do enjoy it. I enjoy seeing all the submissions and all the different kinds of people and thinking about the possibilities of how things could fit together. And so I will make sure to look that up, Aaron. If you remember, Aaron, what role did you submit for? Let me know. Let's see, Carrie, wouldn't that be a great idea? Adam, you agree too. Carrie, we really should do it. We really should. It would be awesome. I would help you. I'm not an improv teacher, but I would help however I could. But improv is actually really scares me, which is why part of the reason I recommend it so much is because it scares me. And I know why it scares me, because I am a control person. I'm a kind of a control freak, and I like things safe and comfortable. And that is death for an actor. For an actor to want to always feel controlled and safe and to know what's happening is not good as an actor. And so knowing that that's an area I need to grow in is why I push it so hard for actors as well. And I've seen the benefit. I've told you guys before, we have auditions where we will say, just throw out the script, and you know what the scene's about, you know the gist of what the scene needs to accomplish. So just throw out the script and let's just improv this and see what happens. And some people can't do it. They literally cannot do it. They shut down, they freak out, they can't do it. And you tell them to put down the script, and you can see them like they need it in their hand. So I think learning to fly without a net is really, really important. So Carrie, I think we should talk about that. Let's see. Al, perfect. Aaron, that's great. See, Carrie, you already have Anita, you have Adam. I'll take your class. It would be great. Yes, Casey, I saw your submission. Yes, Carrie, let's talk about it in Orlando. So, okay, I don't see any other questions, and we've actually been talking, let's see, for about, so Tanya says, my friend won a ton of awards in improv, but left because of the environment. So we're starting a family-friendly improv. So Tanya, where are you based? Just so that people know if they want to try to connect with you and maybe follow what you're going to start and create. Let us know where you are based. Yeah, see, there we go. I think it could be really, really great. Anthony, perfect. I actually saw that, Anthony. Wonderful. Okay, so next week, I'll be back. Actually, the next 2 weeks, I'll be here because I leave for ICFF right after our Let's Talk Tuesday on the 28th. But I will be back. Did I say today was the 15th tax day? It isn't. It's Tuesday the 14th. I'm just looking at my calendar. If any of you freaked out, you're like, wait, I need to mail my taxes. It's tomorrow. You get a bonus day. So today is Tuesday the 14th. It's tax day eve, not tax day. I don't know. Okay. Tanya says she's in Dallas, Fort Worth, the word 100.7. Perfect. So yeah, maybe Tanya, if you have more information about what you guys are going to start and how people can maybe follow you or be a part of it, share that, or next week share that. It would be great to have more opportunities like that. And I do think there is a need for the less tawdry improv world. Chase, you are awesome. Chase Giacomo, if you guys don't know him, what a good man he is. And he's venturing out on a new adventure and going to stretch himself a bit, stretch his acting world, his filmmaking world. And I love seeing that. I just want to cheer all of you guys on who are spreading your wings, and you inspire me. I want you to know that. Chase, you inspire me. So yeah, let's see. Tanya says, friend me on Facebook. We can do an online too. There you go. So Tanya Galloway, she's in Dallas, Fort Worth area. If that's of interest, improv, message her and you guys can figure out if there's an opportunity there. So, all right. That'll do it for tonight. I love you guys. I'm going to, so if you want to know what I'm doing at 2:00 this morning, at 1:00 Pacific time this morning is, I actually have the joy and honor of being a part of an Africa Filmmakers Guild and kind of 3-day workshop that is online and virtual, but it's all African nations, African filmmakers, and I get to talk to them about just the basic acting, the auditioning process, the self-tape process, and kind of how to merge some of the technology we have with what they're doing. And I'm telling you, what an incredible world we live in, that I'm going to have the opportunity to do that across continents to people of completely different culture. And yet we're united by our love of Jesus and our love of filmmaking and our desire to tell stories that matter. So it's really great. Hopefully I can tell you guys more about that as things progress. But yeah, super excited about that. So I'm going to chill for a little bit. I'm not going to go to sleep, because if I go to sleep, I won't wake up in time. So I'm going to stay awake, and good thing I'm a night person. So I'm going to go chill for a little bit, hang out with my hubby, probably go through some submissions, and then do that at 1 o'clock Pacific. So if you happen to be awake at that time, just pray for the conference, pray for what they're doing and the movement that they that they are bringing about in Africa, in telling stories of Jesus, telling stories of value, telling stories of life and hope and encouragement all across the continent of Africa. It's absolutely incredible. So, okay. Love you guys. Love connecting with you, and appreciate how much you guys encourage each other and talk to each other. And I can't wait to see you again next week. And until then, hope you have a beautiful week and have some fun, stretch your acting muscles a bit, and laugh a lot. Okay. Love you. Bye.